What's up, YouTube? It's Dakota again from Instant Lunch Clan, the official YouTube channel of the Instant Lunch Clan on Clash of Clans. Today I'm going to be talking to y'all guys about effective base layouts, and as I'm talking about it, I'm going to build a Town Hall level 5 farming base. So, what makes an effective base? You definitely want to keep things like mortars and wizard towers protected and near the center. Definitely enclosed by walls. And if you'll notice in this video, by the time I'm done with it, you'll notice that my town hall is going to be outside of my walls and very vulnerable. That's because farming in this game is the way to go until you are just trophy pushing or pushing for achievements. So I like to stick to farming bases because you can protect your resources, you can expand your base a lot faster, and once you get everything upgraded, you'll be able to trophy push more effectively. And keep in mind, this is my secondary account. It's only TH5. My primary account is TH7. Not a lot of difference, but different enough. And the next point is you want to keep your storages separate, and the further away the better. So I'm going to put my gold storages on opposite sides of the base, as well as my elixir storages, and they will be surrounded by walls. And I would also like to point out that this base design was made by Dudatron on Clash of Clans Builder. So all credit to him for this base layout. I do get most of my layouts from Clash of Clans Builder. It is an excellent website and resource for designing layouts. They have a lot of good ones on there, a lot of crappy ones, but a lot of good ones nonetheless. And this is actually one of my favorite ones for this level. It's been pretty good to me. I might do another video on my TH7, but I don't really plan on it anytime soon. It's a fairly similar layout though. And I'm almost done encasing my storages and walls, and once that's done, I'll start doing the outer layer and explain my reasoning for the way I'm going to do it. So there we go. I've encapsulated in walls both of my splash damages. Right now I only have one mortar and one wizard tower. And I went ahead and threw in my archer towers because they are air and ground defense, so they're more helpful in the middle. The longer it takes to take them out, the better. And now I'm going to place my cannons here, here, and here. I only have 3 right now. And I'm going to place my last archer tower right here to kind of make up for the other low level archer tower that's right there. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with my air defense. I might swap it out for my clan castle. As a matter of fact, I am going to do that. I typically do keep my clan castle in the middle, but it's not that big of a deal at this level. So I'm just going to put my air defense in there. And maybe move that right there for the time being, or actually I'm just going to remove it and come back to it later. Now I don't have enough wall to, I do have every wall, I have bought all the available wall for this level, but I don't have enough to completely enclose around my outer defenses, so I'm going to set those up as giant traps. And by that I mean I'm going to leave one wall exposed. I'm going to leave them exposed in one wall. And I'm going to place bombs and spring traps in there so that anytime a giant comes near it, you know, I might be able to get rid of a few of them quickly and early. I'm going to double defend on these sides. And I like symmetry. I know a lot of ways symmetry doesn't really help with base design, but I like it. I think it looks cleaner. I personally lean towards symmetry. And for that, I wanted to double defend this archer tower up here. So I put a spring trap on the inside and a bomb on the outside. And I mirrored that over here with my cannon. And on the other cannons, I just placed one bomb. So if anybody's attacking me, you pretty much have the strategy to beat me already. And my air defense, actually I'm going to swap the bombs and push them towards the outsides and bring my air mines to the inside a little further, just for a little reassurance. And there. If giants come in and try to attack any of these outer defenses, they're going to be hit with bombs and spring traps right off the rip. And if they're high level giants, it's not going to do a whole lot. And if there's like 20 giants coming in, I'm still kind of screwed. But, you know, that's really the best we can do at this level. So I'm just going to keep going here. I'm going to go ahead and place my town hall over here in this corner completely undefended. That's because I'm not worried about trophy pushing. And at this level, I don't see why anybody really would be worried about trophy pushing. You're not going to get too far. You might be able to push your way up, but you're going to get knocked down with the quickness very quickly. So let's see here. What do I have left? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in my clan castle and stick it right there. That way anybody coming, well, no, I'm going to stick it on this side. Because I feel like anybody that's just using a few archers to take down my town hall isn't really worth deploying my clan castle troops right off the rip. So I'm going to stick those on the other side. So if somebody just drops like 5 archers and takes down my town hall and they wander over here, they're not going to deploy my clan castle troops immediately. It would have to be anywhere within the vicinity of this circle right here, which is almost halfway in my base on this side, and then this entire side of my base over here and anywhere over here. But I'm not really worried about 5 archers wandering off over here and coming over here. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm going to place my barracks right there and right there and right here, just to add a little more of a cushioning. And that's another point I'd like to make. I cannot advise anybody to keep any of their buildings except their town hall level or away from their base. You want as many buildings as you can around your walls to provide a little extra padding should somebody get really close to you. I keep bumping the mic, I'm sorry if that's making any noise. But yeah, you want as much cushioning on the outside of your base as possible to keep people from getting in there any quicker than they need to, or you want them to. Okay, so I got that done. I'm going to place army yard here and here, and I think here. And that keeps them kind of spread out, and that's going to help me keep my collectors spread out as well. And I'm going to place my spell factory here and my research building somewhere around there, I think. And another point I'd like to make, well, let me bring this out just a little bit more. Another point I'd like to make is I've seen a lot of people keep their storages close together. I can't advise anybody do that. You want them as separated as possible, and I like to stagger mine like gold elixir, so that should they get some of them, I try to make it to where they can't get all of them in one lick. And I think I'll put one here. And if you'll notice, I'm leaving a little gap between my buildings and my walls. That's not really necessary, but it makes your opponents have to drop troops further out from your base, and the more running your opponents are having to do, the less attacking they're going to be able to do, because your defenses are going to be hitting them a lot sooner than if they were right there against your walls. And it may only be like a fraction of a second, but every little bit helps, I think. Okay, so I have a gold and an elixir storage left. I think I'm going to put this one here. And this one over here somewhere. Just drop that one space over, just to make room here. It messes up the symmetry, but it's not that bad. I'll get over it. And another good reason for adding these gaps between my buildings and my walls in some places is it makes your bomb placement really unpredictable. When somebody is under the pressure of a 30-second time limit to attack your base and they see a bunch of spaces, they have to think about where your bombs are. Now, it might be kind of obvious on this base that my bombs are going to be close to these exposed defenses here, but it's not immediately obvious because of all the other gaps around. So, you know, that might play into my favor a little bit. And as far as builder huts go, I use those to just spread out how much further, or thin out how much room they can spawn on my base and make them spawn a little bit further. The further they have to drop their troops, the better it is for your defenses. The less attacking they do and the more you can attack them, the better. And I think I'm gonna run with this for my base layout. Please do try to look past the fact that it's swastika shaped. I am not anti-Semitic in any way. It just kind of happened that way. But if you want to get pissed off at somebody, this is a design by Dudatron on Clash of Clans Builder. If you'd like to rant at somebody over the design of this base, please rant at him. However, I think it is a very good and effective layout, so props to him for coming up with it. That's pretty much it on my rundown of how to build an effective base, or a farming base at least. I'll run through it one more time. Keep your splash damages and your air defenses tucked inside of your base as far as possible. Keep your storages as away from each other as possible, and preferably in different sections of the base. And if you have to put defenses exposed on the outside of your base, make them giant traps. That will make it so much harder for anybody thinking they can just come in and curb stomp you. No, if you make giant traps, giants will get trapped. They're going to go straight for these things and go straight through the bombs. And that may not make the biggest advantage ever, but any advantage is still an advantage. Next point, keep your collectors spaced out and kind of stagger them. Like gold, elixir, gold, elixir, gold, elixir. Try not to keep them close by and next to other things of similar, like don't keep similar collectors close to each other. Like don't make one section of your base nothing but gold and another section of your base nothing but elixir. That makes it really, really easy for somebody to distract your defenses and then just rush it with goblins. Like I make a sport of that, just clicking through and finding people that do that, and just nothing but goblins. I really don't know what else I can say about this except, just think about your base layouts a little bit. They can be complex, but there's absolutely no reason for them to be too complex. And I guess I'm going to get to cleaning up my base a little bit. I'm sure I have some gems hidden here somewhere. So be on the lookout for our next video. Like, subscribe, sub. This has been Dakota with Instant Lunch Clan. Please join us. We are very friendly. You can check our donator stats. We do donate. And we always welcome new members. So have a good one, YouTube. Y'all take it easy.